This is the program that shows you the side of police chase videos they didn't want you to see. Bungled arrests, kamikaze crooks and cop-based carnage of all kinds. Welcome to Cops Uncut, the real car crash TV. Coming up on Cops Uncut. The shoplifters are in for a grey Christmas. This wrongdoer finishes the wrong way up. And this cop goes car surfing.
Taking off again.
The occupants of the rather beaten-up-looking motor up ahead are either too stingy or too poor to keep it in good nick. And the reason they can see a cop car in their mirror is because they're also too stingy or too poor to pay when they go to the mall. Not only have they been shoplifting, but when a security guard attempted to confront them about the offence, they threatened to shoot him. It hardly seems worth pulling a gun over some razor blades and a packet of AA batteries, but then again, Toledo, Ohio is not the most salubrious of areas, and it looks even more depressing on a grey day like this. In fact, if we take a closer look at the date on this dashcam, perhaps it'll become clear why these guys have been on a shopping spree, or rather, a stealing spree. Yes, today is the 24th of December, so perhaps, like Bob Cratchit in A Christmas Carol, they're just off home to give some gifts to Tiny Tim. Their car has obviously been in a prang quite recently, and with the rear fender hanging off, a dent in the bodywork and one of the rear lights out, it's in as sorry a state as the neighbourhood they're driving through. They can't even muster up enough speed to keep the cops at a safe distance, so it can only be a matter of time before this Christmas story draws to a close. In fact, if they'd had the presence of mind, it might have been a good idea to pop into this church and pray for forgiveness. Spending the festive season behind bars is beginning to look inevitable, so they just want to say goodbye to the kids and drop off the prezzies. Tough luck if any of them are faulty though, because they haven't got any receipts. One more left turn and we've made it.
Amelia.
So it looks like these two don't mind getting arrested in full view of the neighbours. The porky passenger and his pal claimed they were running because their number plate had expired. But there was plenty of evidence in the car to prove what they'd really been up to, even if they hadn't had time to wrap any of it yet. After a successful arrest, it would seem that the cops are full of the spirit of Christmas cheer, and one of them even has a goodwill message for his partner.
Good driver, man. Thanks.
These two cash-free consumers thought they could steal their way to a happy Christmas. But after pushing their way past security, they tripped the alarm. The cops had soon tracked them down, and the only guarantee they were left with was at least 12 months in jail. Still to come in part 1. This suspect goes sunny side up, and this gunman tries to kill his own kith and kin. It wasn't me, Gov. Some people have a hard time saying no, but this boy racer suffers from the opposite problem. Whatever you ask him, he just can't seem to answer in the affirmative.
Any of them down there open, sir? Sir?
Any of them cans down there open?
No.
No, sir?
No.
You had a little bit to drink tonight?
No.
No?
No.
What about taking any types of drugs or anything, sir?
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
I said, do you take any types of drugs or anything?
No.
Prescription or non-prescription? You sure about that?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure.
The only thing he can say yes to is the fact that all of his other answers have been no. But actions speak louder than words, so what happens next can be nothing less than an admission of guilt. This kid was originally pulled over for driving erratically, but now he's on the run, he manages to bring new meaning to the word, heading straight off the edge of the road and down a grassy bank. Judging by the way he handles a car, his answer to the question, "Do you have a driver's license?" would also be no. This guy's putting more skid marks down than a drag racer, and judging by the amount of swerving going on, he doesn't know what it's like to be on the straight and narrow. So if your approach to police questioning is so back to front, perhaps it's only fair that when the cops catch up, you're going to be all topsy-turvy. This contrary crook had an answer for every question the cops threw at him. But when his case reaches court, the cross-examining is going to be a lot tougher. And once the judge has passed sentence, his verdict isn't going to be overturned. As you can probably tell from all the dust he's throwing into the air, the driver of this pickup is very angry indeed. But it's not the cops who have incurred his wrath, because this guy wants to keep it in the family. He's got a beef with his brother and is looking to sort things out with a shotgun. And when his bullets don't hit the mark, he uses his weapon as a baseball bat instead. Fortunately, the cops have actually been trained in the use of firearms, and one of them wastes no time in putting a couple of bullets into the balmy brother. As well as a posse of deputies to take control of the situation, before long his mum and dad turn up too. When they were kids, it was just horseplay and the occasional fist fight, so it must have come as a big disappointment for these parents to find their two sons in a shootout. Now the cops really have got their hands full, trying to restrain their suspect and trying to restrain Mom and Pop from giving him a piece of their mind. The way things stand, he'll probably be grounded for at least a week and forced to do some extra chores. Once an ambulance had turned up and taken him to hospital, the gunman was charged with aggravated assault and criminal damage. And now this raging relative will probably be written out of the family will, having gone from sibling rivalry to brother-in-arms. Firearms, that is. This female Fed was on patrol with her K9 unit when she spotted this pickup, whose driver is wanted on a charge of domestic assault. She may be dwarfed by the pickup, but she's not going to be intimidated either by its size or by the lack of cooperation she's getting from its owner. Knowing that an arrest is imminent, he tries to stall for time while she tries to talk him onto the side of the road without mentioning the words handcuffs, custody, or right to remain silent.
We'll talk to you that as soon as I get your driver's license, and then we'll talk about it. Okay?
As negotiations continue, the suspect stands his ground and she begins to lose her patience, even deciding to dispense with the element of surprise. So once this wife-beater knows he's heading for the high jump, he's not going to stick around just to find out what the back seat of a police car feels like. It's a tense standoff, and what our patrolwoman should remember is that although she has the law on her side, the guy she's talking to has a large, four-wheel drive vehicle on his.
You're under arrest for domestic assault that occurred over in Monroe County.
What she should also have remembered is that it's best not to attach yourself to a moving vehicle. This car-surfing cop escaped unhurt, but the next time she makes a traffic stop in case of an emergency, she might decide to bring her roller skates. Okay, time to pay very close attention. This car is a bad guy. This pickup is a good guy. In this next shot, the guy on the right is a bad guy. The van in the middle is also a bad guy, but the guy on the left is a good guy. And this guy is the first bad guy again. Or is it a good guy? Actually, I'm beginning to get rather confused myself. You see, that's what happens when the feds turn up in their unmarked vehicles. No one knows what the hell is going on, and the good, honest Butts County cops filming the whole thing can't tell who they're supposed to be chasing, who they're supposed to be running off the road, or who they're supposed to be leaving alone. You see, this car, for example, is the same good guy we saw a little earlier, and he's not going to let these country boys join in the fun at all. So they just have to stand back and watch while he gets to ram their suspects off the road just round the corner. In the middle of the ensuing dust cloud, the driver leaps out and runs off into the bushes, and the federal agent even gets the fun job of giving chase. Officer Payne, meanwhile, has to deal with the passenger, although at least he's not putting up too much of a fight. His colleagues are having a little more luck just down the road as they pull over the other bad guys. Of course, the reason the feds are here in the first place is because there are drugs involved. Lots of them. And when you've got a dash cam at your disposal, why not put it to good use by producing some video evidence? Good Lord, that is a stash of hash. These drug dealers had a lot more cops on their tail than they realized. And with the feds involved, they were forced onto the grass in a puff of smoke. Once the dust had settled, their smuggling operation was over. In fact, you could say they made a complete hash of it.
Taking off again.
Still to come in part 2. This thief gets turned over to the cops, and this suspect gets a word or two in his ear. Drunk test dummies. This is Officer Laid Back.
What's up, dude? Step out here and talk to me, man.
He's so relaxed you'd think he might be riding a surfboard instead of driving a police car.
You got a license on you? Close your door so don't get knocked off. Step over here so we don't get run over, partner.
When he pulls over a drunk driver, his technique is to treat him like an equal, an old friend he just happened to bump into on the road.
Anything to drink tonight, sir? How much have you had to drink? And be honest with me, because I'll be able to tell, okay?
I've had probably 4 beers.
Why don't you put the cigarette down for me for now? I want you to have to put it out.
Not for him the heavy-handed tactics of some of his colleagues. He isn't going to shout at you, get you in a headlock, or slam you up against the side of your car. Even his field sobriety tests are conducted like an amiable chat. No raised voices and no acting like a strict schoolmaster. It's as if he's sitting alongside you at the bar, sipping a beer and talking about the game.
Okay, you need to focus on this, not me, okay? Okay, try it again. Lower your chin just a little bit. That's good. Follow your eyes.
The only trouble is, this officer has reckoned without the fact that no matter how polite you are about it, a field sobriety test is an inherently degrading thing to have to do. Being made to watch a moving finger or walk along a white line in full view of passing motorists wouldn't do wonders for anybody's self-esteem. And when you're mullered, it's liable to bring out your aggressive side.
Okay, how many steps do I have you take? 9. Okay, how many did you take? 9. No, you took 10. So take 9 this time for me, okay? No, back. Just stand right back here. We'll take 9 more.
This particular drunk test dummy knows full well that he's pissed. The cop knows that he's pissed. Even the people driving past know that he's pissed. So what exactly is the point of this whole charade?
Once you turn around and face your truck, have you ever been arrested, sir? Please. At this time, I'm placing you under arrest for driving it. Right there, hold it.
Our easygoing officer certainly didn't see that one coming, and it also wasn't the slickest bit of self-defense you'll ever see. Fortunately for him, though, Mr. Smith here isn't in the mood for a high-speed chase, and a little further down the road he pulls over and he gives himself up. Now, though, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. The cop has turned his microphone off at this point, but that's probably for the best, as you can bet your life that he's not calling anyone dude or partner anymore. Not the driver, or his equally inebriated drinking buddies. Now that he's been given a punch in the face, he's gonna let these guys have a taste of the tarmac. These cops are on the trail of a thief who's been busy breaking into every car in town. Tonight, he's managed to get hold of a nice little runner, the shiny black SUV that's just about to cross their path. Whoever the real owner is had better look away now, because in their wisdom, the cops have decided that it's worth sacrificing one top-of-the-range motor in order to save a few more in the future. And when we use the word sacrifice, in this case, we're really not exaggerating. There's nothing like a good pit maneuver to get the adrenaline flowing, although these guys are so pumped up, it makes you wonder if they're not on something a little stronger.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Up! You understand me? Keep them up! Get your left hand up!
For those viewers who may be hard of hearing, he's just told them to put their hands up. So in case you missed it the first time...
Keep your hands up! Get your hand up! Right now! Keep them up!
Having landed on his wheels, or rather somebody else's wheels, at least this suspect knows which direction up is. Although considering he's been on such a roller coaster ride, it must come as quite a surprise when he manages to stand on his own 2 feet. Not that he's going to be upright for very long, because as more and more cops roll up, this car thief is forced to do one final rollover.
Taking off again.
Down in Jonesboro, Arkansas, George Pena has been feeling a little sorry for himself. So he's decided to stand on his driveway with no fewer than 6 butcher's knives concealed about his person. He wants to say goodbye, cruel world, and is pleading with the cops to put him out of his misery. Although, if they don't shoot him, he'll probably slit his wrists anyway. So this is going to take some delicate negotiating skills. The closer they get, the more blades Pina pulls from his belt, and sensing that they might actually want to take him alive, he pushes them back towards the road. Confronted with such a knife-wielding nutjob, you might expect the cops to grant his wish and open fire, but for once they manage to let their mouths do the talking. Pina decides to lay down his weapons, all 6 of them, and with the sound of so much metalwork hitting the deck, his neighbours must think the rag and bone man has just arrived. With the situation on a knife edge, these cops turned out to be a cut above the rest. Amongst other things, Pina was arrested for attempting suicide, which makes you wonder what the charge would have been if he'd succeeded. Cops have all sorts of techniques for getting through the day without losing their concentration.
Dispatch, have you got in touch with Cleveland County yet?
And the stimulant of choice for this deputy from Tallapoosa, Georgia, appears to be caffeine. As he chases this speeding motorist along the freeway, you'd think he had everything well under control. But after one too many trips to Starbucks, he sounds edgier than the guitarist out of U2.
Dispatch, we're getting off on Arbucoochee exit. We're getting off on Arbucoochee exit.
In addition to keeping you awake, too many cappuccinos can also fray your nerves.
Are you clear, Dispatch? We're getting off on Arbucoochee exit.
And dispatch must be thinking of sending out backup with a fresh supply of sedatives.
Dispatch, he's stopping on Arbucoochee exit right here at I-20.
As soon as this Pro-Plus patrolman starts to speak, his suspect must be wondering if he's made the right choice in pulling over.
Hey! Get out of the car! Get out of the car with your hands up! Keep your hands up! Put your fucking hands on the car! Put your hands on the car!
With a cop this jumpy on your case,
keep your hands on the car!
It's best to do everything he says.
What are you running for, man? I'm just scared. Well, you're going to jail scared, buddy.
Or you could end up getting roasted.
Come on.
So what have we learnt today on Cops Uncut? There's no such thing as Santa when you're living in the hood. Watch out for swingers when you're cruising late at night. And flipping a car is like flipping a coin. You never know which way up it's going to land. Be careful out there.